You want conflict resolution and behavior change. And then you get to the next part, which is real love. Love based on reality. I love you, warts and all. I understand you. Um, Love is not unconditional. The only time you're supposed to get unconditional love is when you're a child, and your parent should be unconditionally loving you. If that's not the case, then when you grow up in adulthood, you're going to demand that your partner unconditionally love you, and that's inappropriate. No adult should be expected to unconditionally love you at all. There's conditional love. If it was unconditional, we could do whatever we want in the relationship. We could just behave badly and nobody would be, at risk of losing the relationship. You need to have that risk to be on good behavior. So that's the overall of Imago relationship therapy as a couple. As an individual, you are drawn to somebody that has parts of yourself they can express that you have repressed or buried or taught in your family not to be that way. So let's say you're from a family and they say it's not okay to be playful in this family. Well, when you get into love, fall in love, you're going to be drawn to people that are very playful, and you're going to love it at first. You're going to think, "Oh my God!" So, and it's because your family told you to bury it, but it was a important part of you, essential part of you. So you're reclaiming it and re-looking for it in a partner. So, in my relationship with Mike, we he was very peaceful and very calm. I come from a very volatile, emotional, over dramatic family, and so I was so drawn to how, at the dinner table, if I'm just sitting there enjoying a meal my mother may have made, suddenly I'll be just relaxing, looking out the window. My mother will say, "What's wrong?" And I'll say, "Oh, nothing. I'm good. I'm just relaxing. Your dinner's great." "Well, why are you talking to me that way?" "I'm not talking to you anyways. I'm just telling you that I had a good meal." "Well, I don't like your tone." And so now we have a fight. And every family gathering is just like that. At Mike's family, it wasn't like that. It was peaceful. I could eat a meal. Nobody bothered me. But his family had a very difficult time dealing with emotionality, which is I wear my emotions on my sleeve. So when that was brought into the room, they would freak out. They would quarantine the house. The feelings police would come and grab the feelings, get it out of the house. Everybody would breathe a sigh of relief, and then they would go back to eating. So I'm telling you this because I was drawn to Mike's peacefulness. He was drawn to my emotionality. He wasn't drawn to my family, and I don't blame him, but he was drawn to my emotionality. He needed to become more emotional. I needed to become more peaceful. But in the power struggle, that doesn't feel so peaceful. Now I started saying things to him like, "Are you alive in there? Is anything going on? Should I keep those, oh my God, why am I not remembering the name of those things that you revive a person?" I can't think of the name right now, but, you're reviving the person with life support. And he would say, "You're too emotional for me," when I wasn't in the beginning, but I am now. So now he walks out of the room, and you don't walk away from me in the middle of an argument. It's like you're abandoning me, so I'll follow you. Followed him into room, into room, into room, until finally there weren't any more rooms, and he's in his car, fleeing away from me, and I'm in my curler smoking a cigarette going, "Come back, come back. You got to talk to me, damn it." That doesn't work. In every relationship, there's a turtle and there's a hailstorm. I'm the hailstorm in a relationship. Mike is the turtle, and we've had to learn. I've had to hail less. He's had to come out of his shell as a turtle more. And by the way, turtles always feel better in relationships. "Oh, you should see how dramatic this bitch partner of mine is. Wait until you see." Well, turtles can become snapping turtles, and they look like bitch partners to the hailstorm. So it's really the accountability of both partners to make their relationships work. Relationships are a lot of work. They're hard work, but in my opinion, they're worth the work. I'm not the same Joe Court that I was when I met Mike 24 years ago. He's not the same Mike Kramer. Sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. It's all over the board, and I've been with him a long time. It's okay if you're not with somebody a long time. It's okay if you've had multiple partners, serial monogamy, serial non-monogamy. They say the research now is that people have up to 3 different relationships in a lifetime. I'm having it right now with one guy. That it's okay if you don't. And let me just say this last thing, and then I'll stop. It's okay to be single. I did a workshop once, and I was teaching about Imago, and in the end of the workshop, a guy came up to me and he said, "Thank you so much." He was tearful. He said, "Thank you so much for this because I want you to know you've taught me so much about relationship." And I hugged him. I said, "That's great. You'll find a relationship someday. I promise. I know it. I don't know for sure, but I can see it." And he pushed me away and he said, find a relationship. You gave me 10 weeks of reasons about why I'll never be in a relationship. And we laughed, but I thought, you know what? So in one of my books, I wrote a whole chapter on what if you just want to be single? What if you just like to play around and have romantic love and then go on to the next relationship and go on to the next? That's up to you. Nobody should judge you about what your relationship looks like or shouldn't look like. This is my Valentine's Day message. It's also a little bit of a commercial, if I could, about my upcoming workshop on March 18th and 19th. It's for couples of all sexual orientations, gay, straight, mixed orientation, lesbian, whatever you're in. If you're in a poly relationship, I love Imago, and I love helping people see that what's so hard and negative can be very positive. So go to my website, joecourt.com, and you'll learn more about the workshop.